This is going to be all banding today, no weights, unless I decide to add something unplanned, but let's get the band back behind us. So you're going to put it behind your upper back. All right, and you can wrap it once around your hands so that you don't have to make a fist a hole, but you just do what's right for you. Make sure the band is underneath your arms. Yeah, so Naomi, you have to get it, yeah, underneath, exactly. I'm sure you were getting there. There you go. Okay, hi again, Phyllis. So feel your feet on the floor first. Feel a little bit of resistance with the band. Like if you just push your arms forward, you should feel it, tighten on your back. So let's just start with a little bit of extension. So flip your palms up, open up your arms, and let your upper back, upper ribs rest into the band. And then as you flex your spine, flip your palms down and step your left foot forward. There's like a little left knee bend too. And so we're really like poofing our upper back again. And then you just step back to center to find extension. And as you flex your spine again, you're going to step your right foot forward, a little right knee bend too. And then back to center to open. Other foot, left foot to round. Step back to center to open. Right foot steps forward to round. And you just get to go at your own pace, your own breath, your own rhythm. Opening and closing. Find that step. Now, if you want to challenge your balance a little bit, challenge your proprioception, you can close your eyes, right? We're not making a big step. You know your space. If that feels scary, you don't want to do it, absolutely don't do it. It's totally up to you. Just about 2 more rounds. Trying to really find that graceful movement, that freedom of the ribs. I think I'm going to start calling the ribs rib clouds instead of a rib cage. So that's such a better image. Floaty, light clouds. Okay, and then you can rest. Let's give our shoulders a rest. Just stay holding the band. You can roll your shoulders a little bit though. Go in both directions. You can do that sexy shoulder roll. That may feel nice for the ribs there. Go in both directions. And then we can all do a shrug up, inhale, and down. Band is going to come back to the upper spine. So now we're going to do a little bit of rib sliding. And this is actually a great time to imagine your ribs as clouds, right? And not a cage, because there is some movement here. We don't want to push it, right? So it's not about a big movement. We're actually trying to be quite subtle, right? So you're going to take your hands to the left. And you're just going to give a little push just until you feel some resistance against the right ribs. And then ever so slightly, see if you can slide your ribs into the band. Yeah, and then come back to center and push your hands over to the right until you feel some resistance against the left rib cage, and just slide your ribs into the band. And if you're not feeling much movement, that's totally normal. We're going to do some stuff to increase the movement, but let's keep trying. So hands to the left, resistance on the right ribs. You're going to slide your ribs into the band. I'm going to come a little bit closer so you can see that there's a little bit of movement possibility, right? But not so much, but those rib clouds can definitely float from side to side. Now just notice if you're starting to like rotate, try not to rotate. So your gaze, right, your heart, the front of your pelvis is still facing forward. Okay, now we're going to add on, and a step is actually going to help us a little bit. I'm going to take your hands, push them to the right. Remember, we're not rotating. We're just pushing our hands to the right. Now we're going to slide our ribs to the left as we step to the left. Now this is going to get our pelvis involved a little bit. So we're going to find a little bit more freedom of movement here. Come back to center, hands to the left, step to the right, and let your ribs slide right. Okay, and so keep going. So as you press your hands to the right, your step and your ribs go to the left. And as you press your hands to the left, your step and your ribs go to the right. Okay, just a few more times. Breathing is going to really help here. Keep pushing your hands to create the resistance. Yeah, and if this feels a little awkward, it's because we don't often do this kind of movement with the ribs, but it's definitely beneficial for our breathing, for our spine, for all those little joints. And then come back to center and just pause. And after that, it may feel actually really nice just to do a moment of extension and flexion. And then come back to center, bring the band down. I'm gonna go into some rotation now, which is what a lot of our bodies were wanting to do with that movement. You're gonna take your left hand and you're gonna rotate to the right and push the left hand away. And we won't take a step yet, so just let your feet pivot a little bit so that the movement travels down to your feet. You get that nice oblique stretch. I'm gonna keep going from side to side. And it may feel really nice just to like pause in that stretch for a moment, right? To reach and to pause, reach and pause. And we're just reaching around the horizon, right? We're not going too high or too low. And then we're gonna add that step. So as you rotate to the left, so we'll all go together, you're gonna reach your right hand, right? As you step back with your right foot. And if you can get that right heel pressing down, you're gonna get this beautiful calf stretch. Come back to center, rotate to the right, step and press with your left. Come back to center, rotate left, step and press with the right. Come back to center, rotate right, step and press with the left. And once you find your rhythm, just go at your own pace. And then we'll just keep adding on a little bit. But first, it's important just to find your breath, your rhythm, that you can move in a controlled, coordinated way. And then if you'd like, you can start to change the level of your press. So you can start to press up a little bit higher. Maybe there's like a slightly different place that you're stepping to. So the step could be like a little further back behind you or a little bit more to the side, just to bring in some variety. You can start to press a little bit lower. Try not to go too fast here. Right? Usually when we go too fast, we kind of lose our coordination, lose our balance. So try to stay with this nice pace that you've created. Okay, another few rounds. You can start to make your way back up to the horizon. Good. 3 and 2. Maybe you're just toe tapping now to come back to center. And 1 and pause. You can just let the band drop, but you're still holding the band. We're not done with it yet, but just take that moment of pause, of breath. See, now I'm definitely feeling a bit even more opening through the ribs. So that rotation definitely did some work.